Hey there, this is Abhishek Pandey from GRADSKOOL Learning. So the question here says find the sum of all possible values of x. And here we have a very weird looking equation. So this looks like this. It actually in one of our doubt groups, probably if you want to join that, I'll give the link in the description. So in the doubt group, someone asked me that this question is kind of, this question is very difficult, which I feel, yeah, it can be. 2 to the power 4x square, I'm writing it if it is not visible, minus 2 to the power 2x square plus x plus 16 plus 2 to the power 2x plus 30 is equal to 0. So all my colleagues and the students were kind of trying to solve it, and it took some hours. So people solved it. It's not that they were not able to solve it. They were able to solve it, but they took 5 minutes, 7 minutes, 3 minutes, and then they tag me, sir, if there is any shortcut. So I looked at the question. See, thing is, there are not shortcuts of entire things in mathematics. There's no shortcut. The thing is, if you have this logical insight and observational ability, you're able to maybe look at some things which people are not looking at. So when I look at this expression, which looks weird, uh, all the expressions are essentially powers of two. That is one thing, and the powers are quadratic. Like first two terms are quadratic. The powers, the last term is linear, 2x plus 30. So okay. Anyways, so I just I rewrote it as 2 to the power 4x square plus 2 to the power 2x plus 30 is equal to, I sent that middle term to the right hand side, which became 2 to the power 2x square plus x plus 16. All right. Why did I do that? To have the like terms, like positives on the one hand side and the positives on the right hand side. Well, before I solve it, I would just like to realize, or maybe visualize that what is the form of it. The form looks like this, like 2 to the power a plus 2 to the power b, a and b are anything, it can be anything, is equal to 2 to the power c. That is the form, right? Like two powers of 2 add up to give one more power of 2. Now, is that even possible? I ask myself that. Uh, is it even possible? So let me write a few powers of 2, like 2 to the power 0 is 1, 2 to the power 1 is 2, 2 to the power 2 is 4, and so on. So if I add any two powers of 2, would I get a power of 2? Like if I add 1 and 2, I'll get 3. Is 3 a power of 2? No. If I add these two, 2 plus 4 is 6. I won't get it. If I add 1 plus 4, I get 5. So you know what? Now this is needless to explain that if I add two powers of 2, I won't be getting third power of 2. So is this question even solvable? Yes, it is. Because this is possible. This is possible only under one condition, and the condition is when A and B become equal. Wow. So what does that mean? So if I add 2 to the power 0 and 2 to the power 0, I get 2, which is 2 to the power 1. If I add 2 to the power 1 with 2 to the power 1, I get 4, which is 2 to the power 2. So if we add two similar powers of 2, I'll get the next power of 2. So once you observe that, your life is totally sorted. All right. So if I try to generalize it, if I assume this a and b to be equal to x, so I will get 2 to the power x plus 2 to the power x is equal to the power c. Can I find the value of c here? Yes. Solve it further. So this will be 2 multiplied by 2 to the power x, which must be equal to the power x plus 1, because the powers will be added if bases are getting multiplied. X plus 1 is the value of c here. So now I have generalized this entire thing, and now my life is totally sorted. So once I have observed this thing, which you might be thinking that how much to observe and what will happen if it comes in the exam. So CAT exam is like 10 months away. Keep on following this series called the Polymath series. And here I'll be discussing all the complicated questions. I won't claim these are shortcuts. These are basically observational generalizations. All right. So to generalize it, 2 to the power a plus 2 to the power a will be equal to 2 to the power a plus 1. And that's all. That means the first and the last expressions, if I write it again, 2 to the power 4x squared plus 2 to the power 2x plus 30 is equal to 2 to the power whatever. I know that here in the first two cases, these and this power should be same. So 4x square should be same as equal to 2x plus 30. Now, doing all the basic stuff, I'll get just divide this by 2 and bring it on one side. Dividing by 2, I get 2x square. Here I get x, and here I get 15. Bringing on the left hand side, this is what I get. Equal to 0. Wow, this is a quadratic equation. Now, sum of all possible values of x is nothing but sum of roots of this expression. Sum of roots of any quadratic expression, which looks like this, ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0. Sum of roots is given by minus b by a. So let's solve this. In this case, b is minus 1 and a is 2. So the answer is minus of minus 1 whole upon 2, which gives us 1 by 2 as the final answer. So basically, if you are able to observe this pattern, you would have solved this question in exactly 10 seconds, just like me. So if you want to start doing that, and even if you don't solve 10 seconds, you take like 1 minute, 1.5 minutes, that is okay. That is okay. And that is where you need to reach that level once the real cat is there. So subscribe, like, and should tell me if you like that. And if you want me to generalize this for all the other numbers, just comment there. Thank you.